If I said this once, I said it 1,000 times. You know, I received this disturbing news clip, which is literally sickening, a few days ago. And, you know, I'm moving very, very slow on news sources because I want to make sure that, you know, I remove emotion out of it so that I can speak to you from what I would say would be a sound, rational mind. Because, you know, a lot of times when we get excited and we get upset about injustices that are going on in this land, and I'm going to tell you right now, in case you hadn't figured it out, there is no justice in this land called America. Justice is whatever they say it is whenever they decide to adjudicate justice or do justice, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, you're not getting any justice from this system here in the United States of America. And you know, these cowards that hide behind a uniform and a badge simply because they have no stomach or heart by themselves, called police officers. And don't get me wrong. I realize that there are some police officers out there that have heart and integrity and really truly want to do a real good job. But as the old saying goes, it only takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch. What do you do when you have 3/4 of the bunch bad? Because you're essentially going to be labeled bad. That's all there is to it. And when we have situations like this in this country right here, and I did say cowards who hide behind the authority and the power of the state because they do not have any heart or stomach by themselves or alone. That's exactly what I mean too. And you know, I'm beginning to think that these psychopaths, these sociopaths, these rogue police officers have got to be people who literally got a beat down growing up, and they decided to go join the police force so they can have an authority, you know, over the citizenry and bully people. But see, this is the problem right here. America, Canada, or all the westernized Japhet nations, they don't realize that the authority is in the people, that these people are your public servants. That's the reason why you need to know how to navigate and know how to handle. I'm going to tell you right now, you know, I got cops, you know, all the time. They see me and stuff, and they know who I am, and I know they know who I am because they keep up with me. They keep up with my YouTube videos. They simply do. I look at them, they look at me, and that's about as far as it goes. Because I'm not going to be a victim of police brutality. And neither should you. That's why you need to inform yourself. But let me get to this story right here. One of the most sickest tragedies that we have yet. And like I said, I waited a few days before I actually got on this. It's just literally sickening. Something needs to be done about this damn so-called judicial system here in America. And it's going to take the people to get something done about it, because you can see right now that the politicians, the people who so-called are lawmakers, they have no stomach. They're not planning on changing anything. They're going to defend these sick, GMO-modified, donut, coffee-drinking idiots because they're part of the system of the state. We've got Jeremy. And the headline reads, who was a special gift from Yah. This is from the Washington Post, a special gift from God. This Louisiana 6-year-old is the youngest police shooting victim. Now, everybody say, well, what happened to all this other stuff? Let me give you something. Police are supposed to be professionals. They are, more than anything, are not supposed to let their emotions run wild and not take things personally. They are supposed to be professional and exercise restraint and stay professional at all times. We don't see this happening today. And we're seeing a quick social divide in this country, the people against the system. And of course, the system understands this. They can understand and see exactly what's going on. And they can see that the people are no longer fearing the system. Which, of course, if that was the case, and it is the case today, then you would have a true tyranny, wouldn't you? As of Thursday morning, at least 834 people have been shot and killed by American police officers so far this year. 6-year-old Jeremy Davis Martyrs is the youngest among them. 6 years old. The autistic first grader was sitting in the front passenger seat of a car being driven by his father, Chris Few, in Marksville, Louisiana, when city marshals attempted to serve the man a warrant about 9:30 p.m. Tuesday night. Few fled, eventually turning down a dead-end street. Police saw Few, then attempted to back his vehicle out, striking officers' cruisers. Now, see, here we go. This is the news report, because we don't have the video evidence, because I don't believe anything that the news media said. Listen to me. I don't believe nothing the news media said, because I know how they write, and I don't believe nothing the police officers say. Nothing at all. I want to see physical video evidence, because in this country, it's amazing. When the police officers do something, all of a sudden, the news media and the police chiefs and they all come out and they grandstand in front of the camera and say, well, we don't need to rush to judgment. We need to wait until all the evidence is in, and then we'll make a decision. We already know what there's going to be. But if something is happening with the citizen, they plaster his name, his family, everything else out there, and he's condemned already. He's a fugitive. He did this, he did that, and they slant public opinion because the majority of the people here in America ain't got no sense anyway. Where I leave at? I can't remember where I left off at. Anyway, the police said Few attempted to back his vehicle out, striking officer cruisers, prompting a hail of gunfire that left him hospitalized. The officials briefed on the shooting said that Few was unarmed when two officers opened fire. First of all, this is use of lethal force. I can tell you that right now. Because I don't believe the news story. That's the reason why I can say that. Open fire, shooting between 13 and 18 bullets combined. The officer said that it is unclear if the shooting was captured on camera. 13, 18 bullets. The majority of the police officers in this country carry a Glock 40, 15 rounds. Whoo! You know how much it takes to empty, let's just say on average, 8 rounds? That is a lot of shooting. Days like these, I wish I was a plumber, said L.J. Malox, whatever his name is, Oyelo's parish coroner. These last 2 days have been bad, and it's getting worse. 5 of the officers' bullets pierced Jeremy's body. 5 bullets shot a 6-year-old. Well, they didn't know, Pastor Dow. Give them the benefit of the doubt. They've had the benefit of the doubt the last 200 years in this country. See, this is the good thing about cell phones and social media and stuff. See, the public opinion starts to speak. I'm telling y'all right now, don't be deceived. There's no justice in this land. None whatsoever. The only justice in this land is what you define as justice for yourself. 5 of the officers, 5 officers, bullets pierced Jeremy's body. Malux said with the 2 fatal shots hitting him in the hand and chest. Jeremy was a special gift from God. He was always smiling, always happy. The slain child's grandmother, Samantha Few, he was diagnosed with autism when he was 2. He loved everyone he met, and they loved him. He didn't deserve what happened. There have been at least 85 fatal on-duty police shootings this year that began with officers attempting to serve an arrest warrant According to Washington Post analysis, police note that serving warrants is one of the most dangerous elements of their job and often results in armed confrontation. Now, yeah, when you start trespassing on private property and you start pulling your gun out because you're scared to death, you operate in fear, you live in fear. And again, I'm telling you, the only heart and the only stomach that the majority of these police officers got is because they have a uniform, a badge, and a gun, and the authority of the state backing them up. Because they dare not approach a man. They dare not approach a man under their own merit. See what I mean by power corrupts? And absolute power corrupts absolutely? Yeah. Many police departments, however, banned their officers from shooting at moving vehicles, arguing that it makes situations more dangerous for the officers as well as bystanders. Well, yes, it does, especially if you're supposed to be out there making sure you keep up with public safety. There are a lot of things just simply does not, a lot of things you just need to let go. Really, you don't need to pull out your gun and shoot somebody in the back when they're running away. That happened up here. And then when you get finished doing that, you can run for sheriff. Isn't that amazing? See, this is the type of attitude and mindset that people have. There's just simply some things that you say, you know what? This is because we're unclear about everything that's going on. We're unclear about what's going on in the car and stuff. There are just simply some things that we just, it's not worth us acting like Barney Fife and everything. It's not worth us trying to think that we're 007 and all the citizens and Americans are nothing but evil. And we got to stamp out all this evil and stuff in the name of who you protecting, who are you? What in the world? Police, get some damn sense about yourself. There are some things you say, you know what, this is literally just not worth it. If you are in a high-speed chase, going down public roads, the quickest way to diffuse a high-speed chase is by you cutting off your lights and backing off. Because as long as you continue to keep pursuing them, that is what's endangering public safety, and somebody is sure to get hurt. But what happens? It's like some shot of adrenaline or something. It must be all that cocaine and everything. They must be suffering. Snorting and everything. I don't know what it is, but something triggers up here. Maybe they watch too many movies or something. I don't know what in the world is going on. But if something happens, they feel like, man, they don't. All of a sudden, the people who's supposed to, again, I think here's the problem. I was just getting ready to say an age-old adage, which is not true. You need to understand, American public, that the police was not created to protect you. Do you understand that? They'll even tell you themselves. 99.9%, if you're in a hostile situation, you dial 911, you might as well get ready to die. Because they are not designed to protect you. You need to know that. And if you understand that, you comprehend that, then you'll understand. Then you'll know how to better navigate and function in this country and this world. I hate the fact that I served 10 years in the military, and again, I will repeat what General Smedley Butler said. He said, I didn't have an original thought of my own until after I got out of the military. Are you people in the military listening to me? Are you hearing me? The majority of soldiers did not have original thought until they got out of the military, because most of them thought they was doing something for the country. I think more than anything, we need to get a hold of our children when they're young and teach them the history of how this government views soldiers, because the soldiers have one mind and attitude, but it is not until they get out, or it's not until they see and discover a few things in there that they start questioning stuff. They lose heart, then they want to get out. Let me finish this real quick. Anytime an individual is killed, especially a child, is tragic. Colonel Mike Edmondson, head of the Louisiana State Police, told reporters, adding that the state officials continue to investigate the shooting. Jeremy is one of 17 children who have been shot and killed by police officers this year, and is one of those cases in which the child was killed. The child killed was completely unarmed. You know, I got a little bit more. Even those cases have involved teenagers who police say were armed with guns. In one case, police say a 17-year-old girl refused to put down a knife. A 17-year-old girl refused to put down a knife. So I'm assuming that because it says one of these cases and we're talking about firearm incidents, you mean tell me a grown man, a grown man wearing a badge, a uniform, and has a gun does not have the skill set to be able to disarm a girl with a knife? I mean, what do we have literally on the police force nowadays? I mean, think about this. That's one of the first things we learned when I was in 82nd is how to disarm people of knives, because you're always going to be, you never know when you're going to be in a close quarters combat situation, hand to hand. See, it's fear. It is fear that is ruling the hearts of these people. It's fear. How can you do a mental evaluation on them when the people who actually do the evaluation is mentally insane? They can't be able to tell if somebody has a sound mind or not. In the other two cases, police say a teen drove a vehicle at them, and in one case, a teen was holding a toy weapon when she was shot. I can understand and see the toy weapon thing because toy weapons today look just like real guns. And you need to teach your children, do not point toy weapons, not even a stick or even your finger, at these fearful police officers. Don't do it. And definitely do not use your vehicle as a weapon, because a vehicle can be a weapon. You have to understand, if we was to shoot somebody in self-defense, man, they're going to come after us with everything of the law. But if a police officer do, they're going to insulate him. They're going to protect him. They're going to suspend him with pay. He's got the best of what they call the best legal system in front of him and stuff. He ain't got too much to worry about. None whatsoever at all. Grief counseling has been and is being provided for to students at the Lafuge Elementary School, said Blaine, whatever his name is, superintendent. What these names come from? In a parish school district, who email said that Jeremy began attending school in the district last April. We are deeply saddened by this loss, and like hell you are. It was a tragedy, and we have had a rough couple of days around here dealing with it. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family in this extremely trying time. What do you mean your thoughts and prayers? Who you praying to? What do you mean? Because you manufacture a thought. Who you praying to? I mean, majority of you Christians out there, you don't praying to who? What? A God that teaches you to put up images that the Bible tells you don't do it? Wood, stone, crosses, bowing down the images, and it's just who you praying to? These people are a bunch of pagans. Anyway, I'm done. And my wife was showing me last night about how that they showed a black police officer, a Hispanic police officer, but they didn't show the other two officers that was involved. And I said, well, where does your mind go when they don't show the other two officers? She says, they were white. And I said, you got that right. Because, civil unrest is already running across this land rampant anyway. And you know how it is when you have a minority continually keep getting beat down, and there's no justice in the land and stuff. They don't want to show a white-faced police officer because it's going to incite more riots. You see, that is our defense as a public. It really truly is. You'll get Fox News them psychopaths up there, they'll turn around and say, well, why tear up the town and stuff? I tell you what, that's what happened in Baltimore, Maryland. They tried to petition the government for redress and grievance, couldn't get heard. But when they started tearing up the town, all of a sudden, we want to come to the mic. We want to come to the table. We want to hear your petition. We want to sit down. You know why? Because power only respects power. Playing this dog and pony show with these people, you ain't going to get no justice in this land. That's why I tell you, the last place you want to be is be caught inside of a city when civil unrest takes place. It is. Well, what do you got here in a nutshell? Well, you got a mother that's done lost her child, 6 years old. A family that's done lost a child. All because the police do not know how to make better decisions. They asked me, well, Pastor Dow, I mean, what would you, I'm telling you, and I guess we were just professionally trained when I was in the military. I'm telling you, we must have just been professionally trained because fear is ruling the hearts of these people, just literal fear. It's a sad situation. It really, truly is. Sorry, police. You get a bad rap again, another strike against you. You're not going to get no empathy or any sympathy from the public. You may get it from your own and those who are the other fearful people that are wearing badges and guns and uniform, but you ain't getting it from the general public. You're not getting it at all. Just the other day I seen a video where these two black police officers up in Canada jumps out of the car and runs up in the face of this guy filming. He says, I got a right to film. Yeah, you do got a right to film. And we got a right to stand here. This is the police officer doing. You know, in other words, trying to intimidate the camera guy. Trying to intimidate the camera guy. Mind you, that's the attitude. The attitude is, we wear the uniform, we have the badges, we have the guns, and you do whatever we tell you no matter how unlawful it is. That is the truth, isn't it? Again, I don't want to end this video on this note. I want to end it on this note. There are very, very, very few honorable and respectable police officers. I mean, they get it. They literally, truly get it. The sad part about it is that they get a bad rap simply because they're in an institution of lies, a system of corruption, and the American public is just tired. Just literally tired. So now you better believe the powers going to be are going to do everything they can to try to diffuse news sources and do everything they can to try to keep the emotion of the public down, because they're getting sick and tired of these cities being burned and cities being tore down. They're getting sick and tired of it. And the disproportionate injustice that is going on in this country based on certain demographics is just literally sad. It really truly is. It's sad.